Hi, I'm Russ Barlow.
I'm Sophie.
I'm Seth.
And I'm Joe.
These are the last 3 of my 15 kids, and I'm taking them back. We've been inspired to do a Come Follow Me podcast on the Book of Mormon.
We'll be trying our best to follow the Come Follow Me schedule.
We're glad you're here sharing our journey.
Come along with us.
See you each week.
Hi, welcome to week 9. Today we're going to be reading chapters 11 through 19, and it's just us 3 this time because my dad is sick. So we're going to edit, we're going to record, and we're going to do the whole thing by ourselves. So let's get started.
Okay. Chapter 11. And now Jacob spake many more things to my people at that time. Nevertheless, only these things have I caused to be written, for the things which I have written sufficeth me. So I think what it says here, it's pretty much saying, like, I only wrote down the things that sufficeth me. He didn't write down every single thing.
Yeah.
I write more of the words of Isaiah, for my soul delighteth in his words. For I will liken his words unto my people, and I will send them forth unto all my children. For he verily saw my Redeemer, even as I seen him. And my brother Jacob also has seen him, and I have seen him. Wherefore I will send their words forth unto my children, to prove them that the words are true. Wherefore, by the words of 3, God hath said, God hath said, I will establish my word.
Nevertheless, God sendeth more witnesses, and he proveth all his words. So all of God's words were proven.
Always.
By the words of 3.
Always.
And he also sent more witnesses. Okay, I'll read 4. Behold, my soul delighteth in proving unto my people the truth of the coming of Christ. For this end hath the law of Moses been given, and all things which have been given of God from the beginning of the world unto man are a typifying of him. Joe, do you want to read 5?
And also my soul delighteth in the covenants of the Lord, which he hath made to our fathers. Yea, my soul delighteth in his grace, and in his justice, and power, and mercy, in the great and eternal plan of deliverance from death.
And my soul delighteth in proving unto my people that save Christ should come all men must perish.
For if there be no Christ, there be no God, and if there be no God, we are not. For there could have been no creation, but there is a God, and he is Christ, and he cometh in the fullness of his own time.
7 is a favorite verse. And now I write some of the words of Isaiah, that whoso of my people shall see these words may lift up their hearts and rejoice for all men. Now these are the words, and ye may liken unto them, unto you, and unto all men. Okay, now he's basically saying this is the words of Isaiah.
Okay,
Share
next
them
one.
with whoever you want.
Compare 2 Nephi chapter 12 with Isaiah 2.
The word that Isaiah, the son of Amoz, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem, and it shall come to pass in the last days, when the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountains, and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And many people shall go up and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, or what I think would be the temple.
Yeah. To the house of the God of Jacob.
And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law, and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem.
And he shall judge among the nations, and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war any more. There's no more war. O house of Jacob, come ye, and let us walk into the light of the Lord. Yea, come, for ye have all gone astray, every one of his wicked ways.
Now the next thing to 6 to 9 is Isaiah's prayer to the Lord. Therefore, O Lord, thou hast forsaken thy people, the house of Jacob, because they be replenished from the east, and hearken unto soothsayers like the Philistines. And they please themselves in the children of strangers. Their land also is full of silver and gold, neither is there any end of their treasures. Their land is so full of horses, neither is there any end of their chariots. Their land is also full of idols. They worship the work of their own hands, that which their own finger have made. And the mean man boweth not down, and the great man humbleth himself not. Therefore, forgive him not.
Verse 10. O ye wicked ones, enter into the rock, and hide thee in the dust, for the fear of the Lord and the glory of his majesty shall smite thee.
And it shall come to pass that the lofty looks of man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day.
For the day of the Lord of hosts soon cometh upon all nations, yea, upon every one, yea, upon the proud and lofty, and upon every one who is lifted up, and he shall be brought low.
Yea, and the day of the Lord shall come upon all the cedars of Lebanon, for they are high and lifted up, and upon all the oaks of Bashan,
And upon all the high mountains, and upon all the hills, and upon all the nations which are lifted up, and upon every people, and upon every high tower, and upon every fence, and upon all the ships of the sea, and upon all the ships of Tarshish, and upon all the pleasant pictures. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. And the idols he shall utterly abolish, and they shall go into the holes of rocks and into caves of the earth. For the fear of the Lord shall come upon them, and the glory of his majesty shall smite them, when he arises to shake
Terribly the earth. In that day a man shall cast his idols of silver, and his idols of gold, which he hath made for himself to worship, to the moles and to the bats, to go to the clefts of the rocks, and into the tops of the ragged rocks. For the fear of the Lord shall come unto them, and the majesty of his glory shall smite them, when he ariseth to shake terribly the earth.
Well, I think this whole part that we just read is like the second coming. This is what's going to happen in the second coming.
And the last verse of 12 says, Cease ye from man, whose breath is in his nostrils, for wherein is he to be accounted of?
And that's it for chapter 12. Chapter
Yeah.
13.
For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole staff of bread, and the whole stay of water.
So one thing I want to say is like this entire chapter 13 is great if you compare it to Isaiah 3. Isaiah chapter 3.
Verse 2, the mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator.
And I will give
children unto them. Oh wait, I want to read it. And I will give children unto them to be their princes and babes, and babes shall rule over them. And the people shall be oppressed, every one by another, and every one by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable.
When a man shall take hold of his brother of the house of his father, and shall say, Thou hast clothing, be thou our ruler, and let not this ruin come under thy hand. In that day he shall swear, saying, I will not be a healer, for in my house there is neither bread nor clothing. Make me not a ruler of the people. For Jerusalem is ruined, and Judah is fallen, because of their tongues and their doings have been against the Lord, to provoke the eyes of his glory.
So that's literally going to be like, our lives could get ruined too.
I know.
If we are rude to God And I wouldn't be very rude to him if I was us.
Yeah.
So,
The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and doth declare their sin, to be even as Sodom, and they cannot hide it. Woe unto their souls, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. Say unto the righteous that it is well with them, for they shall eat fruit of their doings. Woe unto the wicked, for they shall perish, for the reward of their hand shall be upon them.
okay.
O my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they who lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the ways of thy paths.
Sounds
Children
like
are
today.
their oppressors? That sounds like some of my nieces and nephews.
Yeah, and women
Sounds
will rule over them. That's kind of the feministic stuff that's
Yeah, and
been
men are
happening.
letting the women rule over them.
Number 13, verse 13. Go ahead.
The Lord standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people. And the Lord will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people, and the princes thereof, for ye have eaten up the vineyard, and the spoil of the poor in your houses.
Okay, what mean ye? Ye beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, saith the Lord God of hosts.
Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks, and
Do that. Stop that. Do that. This is going to go out on the internet forever. Read normal.
Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover their secret parts. In that day the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments and calls and round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of girdle a rent, and instead of a well set hair baldness, and instead of a stomacher a grinding of sackcloth, burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and the mighty in the war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she shall be desolate, and shall sit upon the ground. That's really terrifying, actually.
And that's it for part 1 of week 9. Hope
Thank
to
you.
see you back for part 2. If you like what we're doing, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below.
hit that like button and share it with some more people that you think might need it.